Hello guys. Good morning for my block 4 and for block 5, good afternoon. Welcome to day 1 of online learning. So to those who haven't been in school for the past 2 days, let me just give you a brief introduction. So my name is Miss Umi. I'm your psychology tutor for this year and next year. I hope I'm able to see everyone nanti when the school reopens, which we're not sure when that will be. But as of now, we're gonna just do the lesson online. So today, I'm just gonna do a brief introduction about the subject. I'm just gonna go through the class rules, syllabus, exam structure, and what are the things that I want you to have for the subject. So it's just gonna be basic information today, okay? So without further ado, let's start the lesson. I hope everyone is doing well today and all are healthy. So congratulations everyone for making it to 6 forms. Welcome to college life. I hope that you will enjoy college life. Okay, so welcome to psychology class day 1. Technically it's day 3, but I was supposed to do this on Saturday, but because there's a lot of absentees, so let's just assume this is psychology class day 1. So did you just say you don't like psychology? Okay. Interest is very important for this subject. If you're not interested, it might be hard for you to adjust well to this subject. So, but so far, when I asked you to do the essay yesterday, um, for those who have attended the class, a lot of you, I think all of you said that you actually have interest for the subject, so that's good. Okay, so interest is very important. You need to like the subject. So I hope you actually like all the subjects that you took in A level. Okay, now let me explain this picture. So no, I don't know what you're thinking. I'm studying psychology, not telepathy. Now this is a common misconception about psychology where people think that when you're learning psychology, somehow you can read people's mind. It's not true. It's a misconception because we are studying behavior and the mind, but that doesn't mean we're psychic. Okay, we're studying psychology, not telepathy. So when you're studying psychology, you will not be able to read people's mind. Okay, I cannot read your mind. If I can read your mind, I'll probably will not be a teacher and probably be somewhere else making money. Okay, so yeah, so please don't expect me to teach you how to read people's mind. Okay. Alright, now proceeding to the class rule. So this is quite straightforward. I just want to say this once for the whole 2 year. First one, please be punctual to class. It's important for you not to be late to class because it interrupts the flow of the lesson. So I don't want that to happen. If you do come late, if you accidentally come late to class, so have the courtesy to apologize for being late. Okay, I would understand it, but don't just come in to class without saying anything when you're 5 minutes or 10 minutes late. Okay, and also if you happen to if you need to go to the toilet, I prefer you to come to class first, put down your bags, and then go to the toilet. At least I know that you're already in the class. Okay, instead of just go straight to the toilet, spend 10 minutes, and then come late 10 minutes after. So I rather you put your bags first. Okay, and then second one, submit your assignment on time. I think this one is self-explanatory. If I give you assignment, please do it on time. Don't delay your submission because it will delay my marking, so I don't like that. So whenever I give you assignment, please submit it on the deadline itself. Okay, and then do not escape class. This is obviously when you come back from online learning. So this is quite common, a common problem in sixth form, escaping class. Um, Please don't do it because it will be a habit. Once you escape class and then you're not caught of escaping, and then you feel that okay, I can do it again. And then in the end, you keep on escaping class and then you miss out a lot of things and then you fall behind. Okay, so don't even try to escape class. And the next one is about your posture. In this is in class or even in online class. Sit up straight. What that mean is jangan macam menyandar belimpang arah your table because it definitely would affect your attention. Okay, so if you put on a right posture, that can determine whether you focus or not on the lesson. Okay, so sit up straight. If you're right now put online learning, you shouldn't be like lying on your bed. You should be sitting right at your desk, focusing and listening to the lesson. Okay, and then next one, if you wish to go to the toilet, this is for face-to-face learning and nanti in school. So if you want to go to the toilet, you don't have to stand up, approach me, tanya permission. You don't have to do that because you're already in sixth form, and especially if I'm teaching at the during that moment, it will interrupt me talking, right? So if you feel the need to go to the toilet in between classes, just stand up and then just leave quietly. Okay, I would understand that that means you have to go to the toilet, but of course, do come back. Okay, jangan terus hilang dia. Okay. And then do your personal reading after every class. Important. This is super important because I usually ask question the next class. So whatever you learn today, tomorrow karang miss tanya to before I start my next lesson. So it's important for you to read back on what you've learned. Okay? Because miss tanya sorang-sorang to what if you have understand it or not. Okay? So important to do your reading. And then be nice to other, respect the tutors or any tutor. So we will be together for 1.5 year if you're not moving out lah. So there's a lot of people in the classroom, 33 students per classroom, plus me there's 34. So be gentle to one another, be nice, just make friends with one another, respect each other. Respect should be gained. So I respect you, you respect me. There should be a boundary, okay? So I think that's pretty much for the class rule. It's all straightforward. So please remember this class rules, okay? I don't want to repeat myself again in the future time, okay? Okay, now for the online class rules, I just made this. So first one sama jua, which the same thing, you have to be punctual. So you already have a timetable for this. So I'm gonna start the lesson when the time, when it's already the time lah, when it's already the time. So I'm gonna start right away because we only have limited time per subject. So be punctual. If unable to attend class, contact me. So you have my number. We have WhatsApp group. You can private text me if you are unhealthy ka, or if you have something coming up like appointment ka. Do contact me, okay? So jangan ilang because this is so common. Online class suddenly banyak absent and ilang, and then I have to cari, and I don't like that because you guys are basar sudah. So if you cannot attend my class, just text me, okay? And then next one is, okay, I want to highlight this. Fill in exit ticket. So later, after you finish all this, I'm gonna post an exit ticket as a proof of attendance. So basically, this exit ticket is just asking question whether you understand the lesson or not. So there will be some question regarding the lesson that you just attended. So you have to do the exit ticket, and then which means that if you have filled it in, it means that you're present and you already have listened to my lecture. But if you didn't fill in the exit ticket, then Artinya, I would consider you as absent. Okay, Artinya, you are not attending or listening to my video in it. So important, after you finish listening to my video, fill in that exit ticket as a proof of attendance. Okay, and then if we have a Zoom session, so I'm gonna have a Zoom session whenever we have discussion about the classwork or homework. So we will be doing a Zoom session. So please wear proper attire, not proper like very formal lah, just as long as you look decent on the camera, then should be fine. Okay, because I will ask you to switch on your camera for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the lesson, and maybe towards the end of the lesson. So yeah, you would want to wear something appropriate. Okay, and the next one, stay focused. It's easy to get distracted, especially since you're at home, right? So, but you have experienced online learning for the past what 5 6 months since August, right? And then you have experienced it before that, so I'm pretty sure you are familiar already with the online class. So, and then you guys are like adults already, so you should know how to remove distraction. Okay, so if you feel it's hard for you to focus, then you can just text me up and just ask me like what can I do to stay focused, and I can help you out on that. Okay, and then if you have any doubt, okay, if you have anything that you do not understand, so don't just DM again, you can always text me up. Okay, I'm just a text away, suggest, so don't be shy to text me. Okay, now next one, in this is something that you might want to do in class is to write down your notes. Okay, not like that lang, not like in the picture, but you get what I'm saying, right? So write down notes in class. Don't just listen and stare saja, because usually when you do that, you usually like you are physically there in class tapi macam angan-angan. Okay, so write down notes to avoid boredom. So if you're writing notes when you're sleepy pun in class, write down notes. It keeps you awake, or it keeps you focused. Okay, so yeah, write down your own notes in class. Important tips, guys. Now next one, this is for classroom. I think you should apply this also to online learning, unless you're using your phone for you to go online, that's fine. But in class, please not try. I don't want you to use your phone unless I ask you to. Okay, so you're used to not bringing your phone in secondary, right? So it should be the same thing. Like you're allowed to bring your phone in A level, but use it efficiently. So if I say that okay, take out your phone, do your research on your phone, then do that. Okay, then can boleh. And also sometimes like if I finish early my lesson, if I said okay, that's it for today, and then you still have remaining time, which I miss awal habis, so you can use that. You can use your phone, you can check your phone, but not in between lesson, during lesson. Okay, so please put your phone away, because I also read your essay yesterday. A lot of you, I think all of you, said that your major distraction is your phone or your social media. So you know that. So try to avoid using your phone. Okay? Or better, if payah, you can just put your phone inside your bag. Okay? Please remember this, because I don't want to keep on saying please put away your phone in class. Okay? So know this on your own, so I don't have to tagur you again in the future. Okay? So that's it for the class rules. Now we're moving on to the basic things about psychology. Okay, introduction to psychology. First thing, let me test you, what is psychology? I think I've asked this during your registration, if you know what is psychology is, and a lot of you actually know what it is, at least the basic things lah. Like it's a study about behavior, it's a study about the mind. Okay, so you're there already, so I'm just gonna explain like the scientific definition of psychology. So what is psychology? So if you break down the words or break down the term psychology ito, psych there, the word psych means the mind. Okay, so another word for the mind is psych. Logos, or in this case, logi ito lah. So logos mean knowledge or study. So if you put it together, it's defined as study of the mind. Okay, so it was once defined as the study of mind. So at the beginning, it was the study about the mind. But then now they widened the definition, and they included behavior. So psychologists like me, I'm a psychologist. Psychologists study the mind and behavior scientifically. Okay, so it's actually, if you go in uni, psychology is actually a science subject along with physics, chemistry, and bio. It's just that in our country or in A level, it's not considered as a science subject. But if you go degree karang, then it's considered as a science subject. Okay. So psychology is the study of mind and study of behavior. Sorry. Okay, so we talked about the mind, but what is the mind? A lot of people say it's about the mind, but do you really understand the definition of mind? Okay, so mind here, it's mental processes that cannot be directly observed. It's the things, the processes that goes inside your brain, inside your head at all. It's inside it, which it cannot be directly observed. So I don't know, I cannot observe your mind. Mine is subjective because you cannot see it. Okay, I cannot see what's in your brain, what's going on in your brain, until I cannot see it. um, so if you cannot see it, then cuma tahu we're gonna study the mind. If you think about it, right? Psychology is studying the mind. Tapi the mind itu you cannot see it, you cannot observe it. Then how are you gonna study it? Okay. So if you see the second bullet point there, that's the mind again. It's any responses that is internal, so it's inside the mind. It's inside, it's hidden from view, you cannot see it, cannot be observed. So psychology relies on inferences or assumption about underlying processes on the basis of observable behavior, which means that in order to study the mind, you have to look at the behavior, because kalau behavior you can see it, the mind you cannot see it. So how are you going to study the mind? You study the behavior. Okay, because your behavior reflects your mind. Okay, let me just give you example in case you're like lost there. So for example, right, how would you know if your friend na to is uncomfortable? Like you met your friend and then macam okay, kenapa yan niya, he or she looks awkward, like how would you know that? So when obviously you would observe their behavior, right? When people are awkward, you can see it from their body language, how they bring about, how they say, how they talk to people jua. It shows whether they're awkward ataupun indah. So basically, in order to study what's going on inside people's punya mind, you study dorang punya behavior, because behavior you can see it, you can observe it, but the mind you cannot. But the thing is, your behavior reflects what's going on inside your mind. So that's why psychology it's studying both the behavior and the mind, because you cannot just study the mind. Pasal mind itu you cannot see it. So that's why you have to combine it with behavior, because behavior reflects the mind. Okay? So basically behavior itu jadi evidence lah. Behavior is the evidence in order to conclude the mind. Okay? So in order to know whether orang ni awkward ataupun indah, you lihat dia punya behavior, and then lepas itu you conclude, okay, this person is definitely awkward. Pasalnya when he or she talks, he stutter a lot, or balik-balik macam he tried to avoid eye contact. That is your evidence lah. So behavior is the evidence that it controls the mind. Okay. Okay, so today I talked about the mind. Now I'm going to talk about what is a behavior. So behavior is basically any observable action. It's an action that is made by a living person or animal, because kalau barang, object, there's no behavior. Barang indah hidup kan. So it's not, barang does not have any behavior. Object does not have any behavior. Behavior is only made by a living person or animal. That's why psychology is only studying living person sama animal saja. Okay, we don't study object. Okay, so behavior is something that you can observe, so it's the opposite of the mind. It's described as any kind of response that can be seen and can be measured. Okay, yang dapat dilihat. So example of behavior, there's a lot of behavior. Eating, sleeping, sneezing, watching TV, running. If you see there, all of this behavior, you can observe. You nampak. Okay, so that's why it's classified as behavior. Alright, so this is an exercise for you to do after the lesson or tonight. It's up to you. So what is considered as behavior? So this is simple saja. I list out a couple of variables here. Some are the behavior, some nada, some is a behavior, some is not a behavior. So I want you to determine which one is a behavior, okay? Based on what we learned tadi tu lah, like I said, behavior is observable. So you need to know which one is observable. If it's observable, it's a behavior, okay? So tomorrow, we will discuss the answer to this exercise. So I want you to finish it up before tomorrow lah. But you don't have to submit it to me, because we will do a Zoom session and discuss the answer together. Okay. Alright, so additional information. So if you see there, that symbol, macam cactus atau, it's the symbol for psychology. So if you see a buku, if you see that kind of symbol, so that is, it probably means that the book has something to do with psychology. Okay. So definition of psychology, just to summarize, psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. So both behavior sama mental processes. Mental processes satu is the mind, okay, same thing. Our goals in psychology, we want to describe, we want to predict, we want to explain, and at the same time we want to control behavior. Okay, so we just want to study behavior saja, by describing it, by predicting it, by explaining it, and also by controlling behavior. Okay, and then how do we do that? Is the tool for psychology pakai scientific methods to study behavior. We use scientific studies to study behavior, okay, which I will talk about when we go into research method nanti. Okay, so I hope at this point you understand what is meant by psychology. Okay, so I will stop my lesson here first. So tomorrow I'll post another video which is to do with the syllabus. So don't forget to fill in the exit ticket. I will post it at our WhatsApp group soon. So fill in that exit ticket. Again, if you don't fill it in, it means that you're absent. So make sure you fill it in, okay? And then if you have anything that you're not sure, or any of my explanation that are not clear to you, you can always text me up, okay? So I'll talk to you again tomorrow. We will probably be doing, I'll post another video, and probably we will discuss the classwork that I give today. Oh yeah, also besides the exit ticket, don't forget to fill in that classwork that I gave you, okay? You can just write it maybe on any paper, or if you have an exercise book sudah, you can use that to do the exercise, okay? Alright, thank you for today, guys.